Hi, I'm Joe Weisenfelder with Cars.com. This is a 2014 Jeep Cherokee. It's an old name brought back for a new SUV that replaces the Liberty. And it looks like this. Everyone calm down. Yes, it looks different, especially for a Jeep. Some people really loathe it. No shortage of opinions there. And they say it looks a lot like a Nissan Juke, because the Nissan Juke has running lights up high like this and headlights down low. Difference is, in the Juke, they're bigger and more prominent. There's already been a change. In development, these were originally bright chrome bezels. They have been smoked out like this to make the upper ones dominant. It really gives it a more traditional look, and I think a better one. Now, the profile is kind of nondescript, but I think that's true of most SUVs. A possible exception is the Trailhawk version. This one is a limited. The Trailhawk, which is intended for off-roading, sits about an inch higher, has much more prominent gray cladding down low, and also has shaved front and rear bumpers to improve the approach and departure angle. So that is the one to choose if you want to go off-roading. The rear end is where things get really nondescript. Most SUVs look more or less the same in the back. This one, I think, kind of plain, and the way it's scooped out here and the look of the taillights kind of reminds me of the Ford Escape. Not the best angle, but some people who don't like the front might actually say this is the best angle. The Cherokee has two big Chrysler Group hardware introductions. One is a 9-speed automatic transmission. Yes, 9 speeds. And the other is a new 3.2-liter version of the Pentastar V6 engine. That's the upgrade engine. The usual Pentastars and a whole bunch of other Jeep, Chrysler, and Dodge vehicles is a 3.6-liter. The base engine for this car is a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder. The V6 gives you 271 horsepower, 239 pound-feet of torque, and the 4-cylinder gives you 184 horsepower and 171 pound-feet of torque. Now, Jeep points out that this vehicle in its most efficient form is 45% more efficient than the Liberty. But the Liberty was a pig, so let's be serious about this. In actual numbers, the most efficient one with a 4-cylinder engine is supposed to get about 31 miles per gallon highway, which is not bad for an off-road vehicle. The Cherokee has 3 different 4-wheel drive systems. There is Active Drive 1, which is a simple all-wheel drive with no low range. Active Drive 2 does have a low range for rock crawling, etc. It locks the front and rear axles together. Then there's Active Drive Lock, which is that system essentially with a locking rear differential. Unlike the old Cherokee, in which you had to control everything yourself, this vehicle has the Jeep Select Terrain system, which is a knob here that lets you choose among modes like auto, snow, sport, sand, and mud. And that changes your transmission settings, 4-wheel drive settings, etc., to optimize for certain conditions. You can actually get, in the Trailhawk version with Active Drive Lock, a crawl ratio of 56-to-1. That is exceptionally high. You could probably climb a mountain without ever stepping on the accelerator pedal. The interior quality is really good in this Limited. You got these nice bright gauges with a big configurable display between them. You can put what you want there in terms of information you're getting. You can get 2 different roof options. You can get a panoramic moonroof like this, and you can also get a canvas top that folds back upon itself, and that actually opens it up much farther. Previous Cherokees were pretty simple and stripped down. There's no shortage of features on this thing. You've got the optional 8.4-inch Uconnect screen. 8 inches seems the minimum these days. Great to have. You can even get a heated steering wheel, and I'll point out the Jeep and Chrysler and Dodge products heat the whole thing 360 degrees. Some luxury brands don't do that. Here in the back seat, I notice what I consider to be one of the shortcomings of this new model, and that is roominess. The driver's seat is all the way back, and that gives you a lot of legroom up there, but here's what I'm limited to in terms of legroom. This is a sliding back seat. Typically, they let you give yourself a lot more room than this. This is fully back. All you can do is get less. Headroom also is kind of limited. I'm 6 feet tall, but known to slouch. If I sit up straight, I'm kind of hitting the edge here. If I lean back, I'm kind of hitting the edge here. Why this is a problem? Well, Jeep already has 2 compact SUVs, the Patriot and the Compass. This one doesn't seem significantly large enough to be what's considered a mid-size SUV, and that's what Jeep calls it. Unfortunately, that shortcoming extends to the cargo area. With the seats down, if the preliminary specifications are correct, this vehicle has less than 50 cubic feet of storage volume. The Compass and the Patriot both have more. Now, absolutely, the styling of the Cherokee is challenging, but Jeep can't continue to make boxes and Grand Cherokee clones. They gotta mix things up a bit. People who think that this is going to ruin the Jeep brand don't need to worry. If the original Compass didn't do that, this certainly won't.